It is armed with enough venom to kill an elephant, a body of iridescent muscle, and the authority of a king. So how can a creature less than a tenth of its size, armed with nothing but nerve and speed, not only challenge it, but hunt it? In the sun-drenched heart of India, a kingdom of heat and shadow, ancient duels are etched into the fabric of evolution. Here, a monarch glides through its domain. The king cobra, a living symbol of fear and royalty, moves with unsettling grace. But when it senses a disturbance, its power is declared in a single, terrifying gesture, the flaring of its iconic hood. In this same unforgiving world, a different warrior emerges. The Indian grey mongoose, a blur of fur and electric energy. Its dark, intelligent eyes betray no fear, only a chilling, analytical focus forged for one purpose. This is the ultimate story of arrogant power versus specialized genius. One is a god of venom, the other, a giant killer. In a battle written in their bloodlines, logic dictates the king should be untouchable. We're about to find out what happens when that king makes the fatal error of underestimating the most ruthless hunter in its kingdom. To understand the stakes, we must first meet the monarch of serpents, the king cobra. The longest venomous snake on the planet, it can exceed 18 feet of pure, agile muscle, weighing up to 20 pounds. This isn't just size, it's a statement of dominance. Its primary weapon is a hypodermic needle of death, delivering a massive payload of potent neurotoxin, enough to shut down the nervous system of a 2-ton elephant. Its armor isn't on its skin, its defense is its terrifying offense, a strike faster than the blink of an eye. And then, there is the challenger. The giant killer, the Indian grey mongoose. A lightweight at just 4 pounds, it is built not for brute force, but for blinding speed and relentless agility. Its weapons are not venomous, but surgical, needle-sharp teeth designed to puncture and crush the spinal cord with a single, perfectly timed bite. But its greatest weapon is a mastery of motion, it lives its life in fast-forward. The mongoose also comes equipped with 2 layers of revolutionary armor. The first is deceptively simple, a thick, bristly coat of fur that can cause fangs to glance off. The second is its biological superpower, a genetic mutation in its nerve receptors makes it highly resistant to the cobra's deadly venom. Evolution has given it a key that doesn't fit the cobra's lock. On paper, this is a mismatch of epic proportions, 20 pounds versus 4, 18 feet versus 2.5. So how can the challenger even hope to survive? It is the ultimate contrast in combat philosophy, the chemical warrior, armed with a single, perfect weapon, versus the kinetic assassin, countering with speed, intelligence, and a biological cheat code. The tale of the tape is complete. Now, we enter the arena. A realm of relentless heat and scarce resources, where survival is a daily war of attrition. The dry forests and scrublands of India are a shared world, where the territories of these 2 ancient enemies overlap. For the king, holding a throne here requires constant vigilance. The king cobra is a specialist, an apex predator of other snakes. It patrols its domain with the fluid, royal authority of a monarch, its unblinking eye a cold, calculating instrument of survival. But every kingdom has its usurpers. In the same unforgiving landscape, a different kind of warrior thrives, one who turns the arena's challenges into advantages. The mongoose is a generalist, but also a specialist. A creature of perpetual motion and twitchy alertness, its routine is a constant, high-energy search for opportunity. Its eye is not cold and primal, but burns with a fierce, analytical intelligence. This fight is not a misunderstanding. When the mongoose sees the cobra, it sees a meal. For the cobra, it is a desperate defense against an assassin. The ancient lines have been drawn. A confrontation is no longer a possibility, it is an inevitability. When a prize, a freshly killed snake, lies in a clearing, the trigger is pulled. For the king cobra, this is a rightful claim. But from the opposite side, the mongoose emerges, its eyes locked on the same prize. The 2 adversaries halt, separated by 20 feet of silent, crackling tension. The cobra rears up, its hood flaring in a silent, deadly warning. The mongoose responds, lowering into a combat crouch, its fur bristling, its own deep growl rumbling in defiance. The world holds its breath. To understand this moment, you must understand their minds. The king cobra is a sovereign, ruling its domain through fear. Its very name, Ophiophagus hana, means snake eater. A cannibal king, its life has been spent in absolute dominance. But its deadliest weapon isn't its venom, it's the psychological warfare that precedes the strike. It rears up, an intimidating monument, its flared hood a masterpiece of terror. It is a one-punch knockout artist, its entire strategy built on winning the fight before it begins, or ending it instantly if challenged. The cobra's mind is a fortress, built on the primal instinct of a king. It expects fear. It demands submission. The mongoose, however, is not a king. Its profession is far more precise. It is a specialized assassin, a warrior forged by a life of relentless work, not dominance. And this assassin has a signature tactic, a masterpiece of risk management. It never attacks the weapon, it attacks the warrior holding it. It begins a hypnotic, weaving dance, a fluid blur of feints designed to goad the enemy into striking. The goal is simple: exhaust the opponent. Force them to make a mistake. It is a strategy of patience, a war of attrition fought with speed and intelligence. The mongoose's mind is a laboratory. It doesn't see a god to be feared. It sees a problem to be solved, a system to be dismantled. This is the true showdown, primal power versus tactical genius. The battle begins. The cobra sways, hissing its authority. The mongoose chatters its defiance, a blur of motion circling just outside of striking range. The king's patience wears thin. It strikes, a living projectile of muscle and intent, fangs dripping venom. But the mongoose is already gone. In an impossible display of agility, it leaps sideways, and the cobra's fangs sink into empty dust. Before the snake can recover, the mongoose darts in, nipping its tail, a minor wound, a major insult. The dance resumes. Goaded again, the cobra lunges. And again, it meets nothing but air. The snake is fighting a ghost, wasting precious energy with each furious attack. The mongoose, a master of attrition, seems to have a limitless supply, its movements efficient and precise as it simply waits for the inevitable mistake. Frustrated and tiring, the cobra gathers itself for one more massive effort. It lunges with everything it has left, overcommitting, extending itself a fraction too far. This is the fatal error. In that instant, the mongoose abandons its dance. It explodes forward, a gray streak aimed not at the body, but at the control center. In an incredible aerial twist, it lands squarely on the back of the cobra's hood. There is a sharp, sickening crunch as its jaws clamp shut, severing the spinal cord. The great monarch gives one final shudder and collapses. The fight is over. The cobra's fatal error was underestimating its opponent. Its single, powerful weapon was no match for the mongoose's speed, resilience, and tactical genius. For every titan, nature crafts a giant slayer. And in this arena, the crown lies not with the feared, but with the fearless and the perfectly, ruthlessly, prepared.